What is going on, guys? JTgily back with another video, and today I'm going to be talking about my honest opinions slash thoughts about Pokemon Go Fest 2017 as a YouTuber and as a fan. We're going to be talking about Legendary Pokemon, the community, the service, the feedback, the YouTubers, etc. We're going to be talking about everything that happened, and I'm going to be completely honest throughout this entire video. And one thing I want to say before we do get into it, I am not and never was sponsored by Niantic. So for all the people commenting and tweeting at me that I was sponsored by Niantic and I was faking the hype and I was only hyping up Pokemon Go Fest because I had to, that's completely false. I was never contacted by them, never spoke to them about being promoted or sponsored or anything like that. You guys never saw hashtag ad or hashtag sponsored in my tweets. So just know I was never sponsored by Niantic and I still am not. So just know that anything I do say is my honest opinion, and all my videos that I released were my honest feelings. So with that said, I am going to be talking about all that in today's video. I know a lot of you guys really wanted to get my opinion on this, and I'm going to be talking about a lot of stuff, and I'm going to be very honest to be talking about the great stuff and the bad stuff that happened at Pokemon Go Fest. Also, I just want to say that tomorrow, which is July 26th, I'll be dropping a 30-minute video regarding my entire Pokemon Go Fest experience. It's going to be regarding my entire day from the minute I woke up to the minute I went to sleep. So it's a very, very exciting video, and even with the terrible service that we had at Pokemon Go Fest, I was still able to get some amazing content and some amazing gameplay in that video. Plus, we met a ton of amazing people. We met a ton of amazing fans and a ton of amazing YouTubers that I now know, and that was my favorite aspect of it. So like I said, that video will be out tomorrow, and I recommend you guys watch it all the way through. Very enjoyable video, and trust me, I did not fake any reactions. I was not told to act a certain way or do anything like that. That video is full of my honest opinions, so everything you see in there was absolutely me. There was nothing sponsored, or was nothing I had to say or had to do or had to act. That was completely legit. So I recommend you guys go watch that video. It was a really enjoyable time. Now let's get to what we're actually here for. So in this video, I will be talking about the pros and cons of a lot of certain categories like legendaries, the service, the community, the feedback, the YouTubers, etc., my experience, and overall recap. I'm going to be doing some pros and cons, so I'm going to be completely honest. So first off, I just want to say right off the bat that the problems with the servers were not Niantic's fault. Now, the day before GoFest, I did ask a representative of Niantic specifically if they were going to be ready for what was going to go down the next day. I asked them if the servers were going to be okay, and if they knew, because I knew they knew it was going to be a big thing, but I asked them specifically if they were ready for what was about to go down. And very confidently, that representative told me yes, and they told me that they had it all handled. They told me they were going to bring trucks to give better service, and they talked to all the providers, and they believed that they were going to be prepared for it. So they did as much as they could to make this event happen, and they did their absolute best. And I know it was very difficult for some people to log in, including myself, as you'll see in my video. Very, very difficult for me to log in. I understand the disappointment and the anger that people had, but you gotta know that it wasn't Niantic's fault completely. There's not much they can do. I think everyone needs to understand that this wasn't all in Niantic's control. Of course, they could help with the servers and help make things a little bit better, but there's not really much they can do if some people can log in and some people can't, etc., etc. They weren't expecting it to be this bad. So to the community, I just want to say that all these problems with the servers were not completely Niantic's fault. A lot of this stuff was out of Niantic's hands. If you think about it, it's pretty freaking hard to hold 20,000 plus people in one area and make sure that service is 100% crisp and everyone was playing at the same time, everyone was doing the same thing. It's understandable that it was going to be hard, and that was the one thing going into Pokemon Go Fest that I was nervous about and that I was concerned about. I was hoping that this wouldn't have been a problem. I even talk about it in my video the entire time leading up to it. I just hoped that they were able to get their service together. That was the most important part, because even if, let's say, legendaries were, you know, like there was like a bug or something wasn't working, or they didn't release this, they didn't even release legendaries at all. Even if stuff didn't go as planned, if the service was good, I'm sure the disappointment in the community wouldn't have been this bad. So now let's start getting into specifics about the event. Let's talk about the challenges, the literal challenges that we had to do. We had to catch a certain amount of Pokemon to unlock challenges and to unlock rewards, and that went pretty interestingly, if that's even a word. So I don't know if you guys know or not, but these challenges did not drop on time when they were done. That was one of the issues that was kind of weird to me. So what they said as soon as the challenge is done, it'll go live immediately. That wasn't the case. At least I'm pretty sure it wasn't the case for me at all. I was not experiencing any of the double candy, no double Stardust, no double XP, nothing was going on for me. So I didn't get the actual rewards until very later that night. Also, we couldn't really do the challenges because there was no service. No one could catch a Pokemon. I couldn't even log in. I tried going on Wi-Fi, off Wi-Fi, on a personal hotspot, in the corner, turned my phone off 30 times. There was nothing I can do to log in. I couldn't play, I couldn't catch, therefore I couldn't contribute to the challenges, which was kind of the main point of Pokemon Go Fest. So that part really sucked, and you know, it was unfortunate. And also one thing that I know got out there, and I don't know how, I think if you look it up, you can find a screenshot of it online, but they showed, I think they accidentally showed themselves decreasing the goals on the challenges because they know that we weren't able to get to it because of the service and everything like that. And I think that accidentally got out there, which I know wasn't their intention, and I feel really bad for that. But at the same time, you kind of got to know that if it was realistic, it probably never would have happened, or it would have taken a longer time to do that. And that's kind of unfortunate. And it was unfortunate they had to do that, and it was unfortunate the service wasn't that bad. Was that bad. And I feel really bad for them because I know they were working hard. Like, I was in the media, I was kind of in the back lounge. They were trying their best. They were disappointed, they were angered, but they wanted to make this great, and it didn't work out too well for them. And again, I'm not sponsored by Niantic. I don't have to be saying this. I saw it with my own eyes. They were working very hard. And I am going to go on a little bit of a tangent here about the CEO, John Hanke. So if you guys don't know who he is the CEO. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but he was on the stage, literally sitting on the bottom of the stage almost the entire day in the sun. He was sitting on the stage, talking to thousands and thousands of fans for countless hours non-stop. This guy was sitting here no matter what. He got booed when he got on stage. He got booed while he was talking. He took a lot of crap from a lot of the people there, and he still sat there on stage and talked to everyone and did his best. And because he did that, I found a new level of respect for that individual. John Hanke worked very hard in this event, and he tried his best to give everyone the best experience possible. Like I said, he literally sat at the bottom of the stage, and there was a massive group of people around him every time I looked over, and he was there for hours just talking to people and talking to them and answering questions and doing this, doing that, taking pictures. It was a very respectable thing to watch, and I gained a new level of respect for John Hanke. He did really well, and he worked very hard, so shout out to him. I know how much he went through, and I know it was really hard for him to just sit there and take a lot of criticism. I'm sure a lot of the people talking to him weren't that nice. You know, there could have been some people that were, you know, openly expressing their disappointment in the game, but, you know, he handled it really well, so shout out to John Hanke. Now, let's get to the pros of the challenges. Obviously, the pros, we finally got Double Stardust. The Double Stardust hasn't been in the game for quite a while now, and Double Stardust is really important. So is Double Candy, Double XP, increased buddy, or decreased buddy distance, decreased egg distance, etc. There's a lot. Increased encounter rate, that's very awesome. I'm seeing some huge clusters. I think these challenges are one of the best parts of Pokemon Go Fest. They're very awesome, and they extended it an extra 3 days, so that's very awesome. I know I've been gaining a ton of XP and a ton of Stardust. I'd love to know how much XP and Stardust you guys have gained so far in the comments down below. I've leveled up about 2 times in the past couple days. Unowns and Heracrosses were at the event, and that was very fun, but again, the service kind of ruined it for me. I had tons of Unowns run away on me, and tons of Heracrosses run away on me. Not even run away, I couldn't click on them, or I kept erroring out. It was very difficult to catch, and I was just having a really tough time. Now, 1 second, my camera's about to die. I gotta switch the battery. So like I said, the service was really bad, as everyone knows, and I missed out on a lot of Unowns and Heracrosses, which was, you know, a little disappointing because I'll probably never see those Pokemon ever again. But at the same time, I did get my fair share of them after the event. But at the event, they were definitely very difficult to catch. I even uploaded videos of me catching the Unowns and the Heracrosses on my channel, so go check those out. Links will be in the description. But it definitely weren't the first times I tried to click on an Unown, and I had to cut out a lot of footage. And you know, the service really made this hard for us YouTubers to make some clips. It ruined a lot of clips. Like, I have some clips of me raiding with some other YouTubers and catching Pokemon with some other YouTubers and doing this, doing that, and I lost a ton of clips due to the terrible service that I didn't even include, and I couldn't include in the video. So again, the service really did mess up a lot of things, but there was a lot of good stuff to look forward to. Now, we already covered most of it, but again, in recap, the service was really terrible for most people. Like, I would say a majority of the people, the service was pretty bad or pretty spotty, but some people were able to log in, and some people were able to get a good experience out of the game. Now, the service wasn't terrible everywhere. I know down by the Mystic Lounge, there was a corner that I was able to have pretty good service in, but other than that, I really couldn't even log in. Service made making videos very, very difficult. So all the YouTubers that you guys watch, all the Pokemon Go YouTubers that you guys watch, you guys should really appreciate them because they went through a lot. Even though some of them were sponsors, that had nothing to do with them wanting to make this content for you guys, and it's very, very important for them to make you guys happy. So really show some love to your favorite YouTubers. They worked really hard. It was really hard to make some clips. It was really hard to stay happy and to stay excited when we know things weren't going as expected. So again, show some love to your favorite YouTubers. They worked really hard for your guys' enjoyment, including me. Now, one thing I want to talk about really, really quickly, the weather was amazing at GoFest. I know it was pretty hot, but the weather was fine. I mean, the day before GoFest was hard rain, dark skies, thunder, and I was like, oh my gosh, the next day is gonna be like, GoFest is gonna be pretty bad. I'm scared. I'm worried they're gonna have to cancel it. I don't know what they're gonna do, but the weather was beautiful. Very, very nice weather. It was a little bit hot, and I know there's a lot of running and walking around, so a lot of people were sweaty, but it was really, really good weather, and there was no rain or nothing. But the mud was so bad, I ruined my Ultra Boost 1.0s. I'll try to have a picture for you guys. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have time to put a picture in this for you guys, but I have a picture of my Ultra Boost. Ruined them. I actually showed a clip of it in the video. I'm gonna have to throw those away. Those shoes got absolutely ruined. I know it was my fault to wear white shoes to an event like this, and I totally didn't even think about that, and I didn't know it'd be that muddy, and you know, it kind of sucks. I ruined my shoes, but it was for you guys' enjoyment, so shout out to you guys. But yeah, shoes were ruined. There was a ton of mud, and it was pretty gross. Hopefully next time they do it in an area where it doesn't rain as much, or they get turf or something like that. I hope that's not a problem in the future, but weather was great. And since we were just talking about YouTubers, let's get into YouTubers and their experience. So I know, like I said, a lot of YouTubers were sponsored by Niantic. Again, not me, but they were sponsored by Niantic, and that really didn't take away anything from the event. I talked to them off camera, you know, just totally like as a nice conversation, and they all had a really good time. They all obviously had a difficult time with the service, but other than that, everyone had a good time. One of the biggest and most fun things was meeting you guys, this whole entire social interaction, playing Pokemon Go as a huge community like this. In my eyes, I had a really good time meeting all of you guys and meeting all the YouTubers. It was just, for me, I know the service was terrible, and I know a lot of people had a really bad time, but for me personally, I had a good time because it was all about the community. It was less about the game and the service, more about the community. But like I said, the YouTubers worked very, very hard. They also had to walk through the mud. They also had to deal with the bad service. They also had to deal with the disappointed fans and the anger that some of the fans had. Now, even though there was a ton of people mad at them, a lot of these YouTubers stuck through it and worked very, very hard to produce content for you guys. So again, shout out to all those guys. You guys know who you are. All the people in the Pokemon Go community, Mystic, Trainer Tips, Reversal, Nintendo, etc. Everybody, you guys know who you are. Everybody in the Pokemon Go community, you guys worked very, very hard. Oh my gosh, you guys worked very, very hard, and you guys are doing your part in making this community what it is today. So again, shout out to you guys. You guys deserve it. And that also segues into my next topic, Mystic 7. So if you guys didn't know, Mystic 7 was a host of this event. He was obviously sponsored by Niantic, and he was a host, so he was like one of the main people there. He was on stage for a while, and he did live streams, etc. And he worked very, very hard throughout the day. I talked to him kind of while I could get a hold of him, and he was working super, super hard. So shout out to you, bro. You worked very, very hard, and I appreciate that, man. I'm sure everyone in the community appreciates how hard you worked, and I know a lot of stuff you said people took the wrong way and etc. But it's just people were disappointed in the thing. Brandon worked very, very hard. Everyone knows that. All the YouTubers know that. Everyone gave him props. He sat up there on stage, and you know, a lot of people were booing, and a lot of people were yelling stuff, and he took it like a champ. So shout out to you, Brandon. Everyone go show some love to Mystic 7. Channel link is in the description, man. Very, very tough guy, and he's doing a great part in helping the Pokemon Go community out. So shout out to Brandon, man. A lot of us wouldn't be able to done that. That's awesome. A lot of people were mad. This community was literally split almost. There was a ton of people that were pissed and angered and disappointed. Now, the way some of these people went about their being disappointed or being angered was definitely not the right way. A lot of people were throwing stuff, yelling, cursing around little kids, stuff like that. It was just very, very, you know, just not stuff. It was ignorant for them to do. Obviously, they were mad at the game, and I understand. I talked to a ton of people from all around the world. I talked to people from Germany, Australia, people who drove across the country, people who spent thousands of dollars to be here. And I understand why they're mad, but even they found some things to be happy about, meeting their favorite YouTubers, meeting other people, playing the game as a family, as a community. And I know it's really impossible for them to get their money back and to be reimbursed for their travel expenses, but I know some of them had a good time, and that's all that matters. The only thing that mattered was that everyone had a good time, and everyone had good time being together. I think that was the most important thing. It was less about the game and more about being together. This community is very, very strong. As you guys saw, 20,000 people showed up and hundreds of thousands of people tuned in around the world. The hype around this event was great. Unfortunately, again, it did turn into a meme, and it was on the Twitter Explore page. We all know that, and there was not much we could do there was not much Niantic could do as a company, and not much we could do to like make it any better. There was nothing anyone could do to make it better. So for all the people that had a good time, thank you guys for coming out. It was great meeting a ton of you guys. And for all the people that didn't have a good time, I truly apologize. I know it was expensive to travel out there. I had to do it myself. Nothing was paid for me. Again, we didn't get a free hotel. We didn't get free flights or anything. So I'm with you guys. I know a ton of you guys came from all around the world, and I appreciate that. You guys are what makes this community great. But again, hopefully they have all these problems fixed for next year's Go Fest, if that's the thing. Now let's get to the most important topic and the final topic, Legendary Pokemon. I'm a little disappointed, and I'm not sure Niantic went about this the right way. So everyone was wondering if Legendary Pokemon were even supposed to come out because of all the lag and the service was terrible and stuff like that. No one even knew they were going to come out, and they even disclosed that, they were like, Legendary Pokemon probably aren't going to come out. They literally walked up on stage and said, thank you guys for coming. It's over. You guys can go home now. And then all of a sudden, 2 hours later, out of absolute nowhere, they dropped Lugia and Articuno raids. You guys can see the reactions on my videos. Very, very awesome reactions, you guys. Me and Brandon sprinted blocks, man. We were sweating like crazy, but we had to get there. Everyone was so excited. There were thousands of people running as a pack. It was great to see. But like I said, legendaries were confirmed. They said Lugia and Articuno would come out, but again, no one knew when or how, and they even kind of played it off like it wasn't going to be that day. Also, they said Lugia would be placed into every account for people that were at Chicago Go Fest. So I don't know. I'm still waiting on that. I don't know if they're going to do that. Plus, they're going to reimburse everyone with the 100,000 coins and reimburse their tickets. But like I was saying, legendary. So I believe that they actually, by doing what they did in Chicago, they devalued legendary Pokemon. Making every legendary Pokemon within that 2-mile radius. First of all, there was unlimited gyms. You can go all around the park 100 times. You can get every legendary Pokemon as many times as you want. And the thing that made it so bad was that they made it a 100% catch rate. And that really, really devalued legendary Pokemon. Legendary Pokemon are such a special and huge thing. That's one thing you can't devalue. You gotta make it legendary. And the one thing they did do was devalue legendary Pokemon. They made it available literally unlimited times around the park. And for everyone in Chicago, some people have like 30 Lugias, 30 Articuno, stuff like that. Good IVs, etc. And they're able to get so many of them, and that's not fair to 1, rural players, and 2, people outside of Chicago. Now, I'm with you guys on this one. That was not the right move for them to do. The catch rate on legendary Pokemon right now outside of Chicago, outside of Grant Park, outside of that 2-mile radius is 2%. I will probably never get a Lugia or Articuno ever again. There's a 2% chance that'll happen, so very, very hard to get them. And for rural players and for people outside of Chicago to go and see thousands of people catching Lugias and Articunos at their own leisure, getting it however many they want easily, is very unfair, and that really was not the best move. Again, I don't know why they did that or went about it that way, but definitely not the right move, and I understand you guys' pain. I'm with you guys on this one. Like I said, not sponsored, so I'm not lying to you guys. I'm not trying to make you guys feel better or anything like that. I'm with you guys. I understand everything. I know what you mean. Now, again, don't think that Niantic was working hard, man. They did everything they could. They tried their hardest to make this event great, and they know they can't really refund the people who spent thousands of dollars to come out here with their families and stuff like that. But they're trying their best. So overall, I had a very, very good time with this event. I'm glad I went. This is my favorite trip of all time. I hope you guys had a great time too. Again, let me know how you guys feel about this event down below. Try to be constructive. Don't just be a mean person. Just try to be constructive. Again, I was not sponsored by Niantic, so don't come at me telling me I was sponsored and I'm faking this and all that. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, remember to leave a like. Let me know how you guys feel about the event. Again, 30-minute video coming tomorrow. Very, very awesome video. You're going to see a ton of your favorite YouTubers in it, and it was a really, really good time. Hope you guys have a great rest of the day. See you guys later.